Welcome, ghost hunters and history buffs, to a journey into one of the most famously haunted locations in America. Nestled in the breathtaking Rocky Mountains of Estes Park, Colorado, stands a grand, white, Georgian revival masterpiece, the Stanley Hotel. But behind its elegant facade lies a century of chilling tales, spectral sightings, and a history so eerie it inspired one of the greatest horror novels of all time. Today, we're checking in to uncover the haunting story of the Stanley Hotel. Before we dive into the ghostly legends, let's turn back the clock. The Stanley was built by Freeland Oscar Stanley, the inventor famous for the Stanley steamer motorcar. After being diagnosed with tuberculosis in 1903, his doctor recommended he spend the summer in the fresh, dry mountain air. Stanley and his wife, Flora, fell so in love with Estes Park that they decided to build a luxurious resort for the upper class, a haven of sophistication far from the soot-filled cities of the East Coast. The hotel opened its doors in 1909, a modern marvel with electricity, telephones, and en-suite bathrooms, attracting wealthy travelers and socialites. It was a symbol of progress and opulence, but as the years went by, it seemed so its guests and staff decided they never wanted to leave. So, who are the spirits said to roam these historic halls? Let's start with the founders themselves, F.O. and Flora Stanley. Many guests and staff report seeing their apparitions dressed in formal attire, as if still overseeing their beloved hotel. F.O. is often spotted in the lobby and the billiards room, a favorite spot of his during his life. People have heard phantom laughter and seen billiard balls move on their own. Flora, a talented pianist, is said to be the source of mysterious music heard playing from the grand piano in the concert hall, now known as the McGregor Ballroom. Imagine walking through the empty hall late at night and hearing the faint, elegant notes of a piano, only to find the room completely deserted. It's a beautiful yet unsettling experience that many have reported, but perhaps the most famous, or infamous, room in the entire hotel is room 217. This is the very room that terrified the legendary author Stephen King and inspired him to write The Shining. In 1974, King and his wife, Tabitha, were the only guests at the Stanley, checking in just as the hotel was closing for the winter season. They stayed in room 217. That night, King experienced a terrifying nightmare about his young son being chased through the hotel's long, empty corridors. He woke up in a cold sweat, and by the time he finished his cigarette on the balcony, the basic plot for his bone-chilling novel was born. But the story of room 217 began long before Stephen King's visit. In 1911, a massive gas leak caused an explosion in the hotel. A head chambermaid named Elizabeth Wilson was in room 217, lighting the gas lanterns. When the explosion occurred, the blast sent her crashing through the floor into the dining room below. Miraculously, she survived with only broken ankles, but it seems her spirit and her dedication to her job have remained in room 217 ever since. Guests who stay in the room report some very particular paranormal activity. They find their luggage has been mysteriously unpacked and their clothes folded and put away. Some have felt an unseen force tucking them into bed. It's said that Elizabeth is a rather old-fashioned spirit and disapproves of unmarried couples sharing a bed. Some have even felt a cold presence wedge itself between them during the night. She's a ghostly housekeeper who takes her duties very, very seriously. Moving on from room 217, the fourth floor seems to be a hub of paranormal activity, especially for children's spirits. During the hotel's heyday, the entire fourth floor served as the quarters for nannies and the children they cared for. Today, many guests report hearing the distinct sounds of children running, laughing, and playing in the hallways, even when no children are present. The sound of a bouncing ball is a common report. Some have felt a small tug on their clothes or a gentle hand on their leg, as if a child is trying to get their attention. The most active area is said to be room 401, where a mischievous spirit, often called Lord Dunraven, is believed to reside. He's known for playing pranks like turning lights on and off, or even stealing small items like jewelry, only for them to reappear in a different spot later. The concert hall is another major hotspot. Besides Flora Stanley's phantom piano playing, a friendly ghost named Paul is said to be a regular presence. Paul was a hotel handyman and enforcer during the early years, tasked with ensuring the 11 p.m. curfew was observed. Staff and tour guides often interact with him, asking him to make his presence known. They'll say good night, Paul, and sometimes get a flickered light or a disembodied get out. In response, it's a chilling but strangely interactive part of the Stanley experience. Another spirit, A young woman named Lucy is also said to haunt the concert hall. She is believed to be a runaway who was found hiding in the building and is now said to interact with paranormal investigators, sometimes communicating through flashlight signals. The eerie experiences aren't confined to the main hotel building. Underneath the hotel lies a network of tunnels known as the caves. These dark, limestone passages were originally used by staff to move about the hotel discreetly, without disturbing the wealthy guests. Today, they are a focal point for ghost tours. People report feeling watched, hearing whispers, and seeing shadow figures darting in the darkness. The energy down here is said to be heavy and oppressive. One of the resident ghosts is a former pastry chef who was tragically lost in a fire. Some visitors have reported the faint, sweet smell of baked goods wafting through the cold, damp air of the tunnels, a ghostly reminder of his presence. With such a rich history of hauntings, it's no surprise that the Stanley Hotel has become a mecca for paranormal investigators and TV shows. It has been featured on numerous programs like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, with teams capturing compelling evidence, from disembodied voices on EVPs to full-bodied apparitions on camera. The hotel fully embraces its haunted reputation, offering nightly ghost tours and paranormal investigation packages. They even play the uncut, R-rated version of Stanley Kubrick as The Shining on a continuous loop on one of their guest room channels. So is the Stanley Hotel truly haunted? Thousands of personal accounts, photographs, and audio recordings certainly suggest that something unexplained is happening within its walls, whether it's the residual energy of a century of life and emotion, or the intelligent spirits of those who love the hotel so much they chose to stay forever. The Stanley remains a place of mystery and wonder. It's a location where the veil between our world and the next feels incredibly thin. From the phantom melodies in the concert hall to the spectral housekeeper in room 217, the stories are as much a part of the hotel as its historic architecture. What do you think? Have you ever visited the Stanley Hotel? If so, did you have your own spooky experience? Share your stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And if you enjoyed this look into one of America's most haunted hotels, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most mysterious places. Thanks for watching, and sweet dreams.